Hello, my name is Dr. Frankie J. Monroe-Moore, and I want to share something with you. I suffered a catastrophic illness back in January of 2009, and while I was in the hospital, I made a vow to God that if He would heal me, I would tell the world about what He did for me. And the best way I knew how to do that was to write about my experience. And I put it in a book entitled Dead Woman Talking, But God's Got This. I not only share my death experience, I also share connections that I have with Michael Jackson, Farrah Fawcett, Senator Ted Kennedy, and some other people. But besides that, I give some political views that I have. I give a snippet of my early years. I open up my personal journal, and I take you a year before my illness and a year after. I even take you to Paris. And at this time, I just want to read a little segment of what I wrote as far as my political views. Now, I need you to remember something. I want you to focus, focus, focus. Do you remember when we told President Obama the most important thing we wanted was change? We didn't want it tomorrow. We wanted it right now. I used to tell my children I consider them microwave babies. They can't just work hard and save to get things such as homes, cars, and furniture. They have to have everything right now. This causes them to end up in all kinds of financial trouble, which is pretty much what has happened to our country. How many of you remember the old Civil War movies with the Yanks and the North and the Confederates from the South? I love those old movies. The general was the leader. He and his officers would get together to devise a plan to defeat the enemy, be it North or South. When everyone was satisfied and truly believed their plan was a good one, the general would mount up on his horse, the drums would beat, and the trumpet would sound. The battle cry would be given, "Charge!" and all the soldiers would unite and gallop off to fight the enemy. They had to be mindful the enemy was devising a plan as well. They would lay traps along the way to ambush the opposite side. This scene has played out throughout history, and it is no different now in America. Instead of the Yanks and the Confederates, we have the Democrats and the Republicans. Obama asked his constituents, "What do you want?" They replied, "We want jobs, job security, housing, health care, protection for the older people, to be respected by other nations, the war to end, the federal government to be more forthcoming and stop keeping secrets. We want, we want, we want." When everyone was satisfied, they had put down all their wants. The biggest want overall was change. You didn't want it tomorrow, you wanted it right now. Obama heard your wants and ran his political platform on your biggest want, change. He mounted his horse, the campaign trail. The trumpet sounded, Iowa State voters. The battle cry was given, "Change!" The voters united and the troops were off to fight the enemy. Everyone cheered as they heard this battle cry of change. sound off in their communities. They saw the flag of change waving in the breeze. Obama tried to move heaven and earth to give his constituents exactly what they wanted. Momo used to say, "Watch what you ask for, you might just get it." In those first days of the battle, he was out there fighting to get more respect from other countries, and other countries were ready for the change he offered. He initiated a health care plan to help not just a few, but all Americans. He tried to get the country moving by approving different stimulus packages, which would ultimately provide jobs and security. He started pulling troops out of Iraq. But I don't think Obama remembered the enemy always devises plans of their own and would lay traps along the way to ambush him. After seeing Obama was actually getting things accomplished in such a rapid pace, the enemy got busy dividing and conquering. The first thing they said was, "I think Obama is doing too much too fast." Wait a minute. Didn't you say you wanted change? Right now? He started reaching out to people across the globe and offered an olive branch to those who had normally not been allowed to sit at the table. These countries and others started showing signs of respect to Obama and in turn to the United States. Then you heard, "I think he is getting overexposed. Everywhere you look, he's there. He needs to step back and stop being a media hog. He definitely needs to work on domestic issues more by staying closer to home." Then he focused on domestic issues such as health care. "You said you wanted health care reform for the masses." He implemented plans and initiatives to do that. The enemy couldn't have that. Oh no. If that occurred, they would be cut out of the loop and couldn't keep robbing the public blind. This would definitely affect their bottom line. Then you heard, "He's going to kill the old people and the newborn babies." The federal government has never done anything right. Why should we entrust our help to them? I beg to differ. Without the federal government's intervention, so many more old people and newborn babies would be dead from starvation, illness, and homelessness because there would be no Social Security, no welfare, no food stamps, or housing for the poor, which consist of old people and newborn babies. We only remember what we want to remember, and we only remember it when it suits our purpose. Here are some things I need you to do. Don't sabotage Obama just because he's black. I keep trying to teach you to get past this. I know the older Americans were raised this way, but anybody can change. If you check out your children, most of them have gotten the message. Pretty soon, we will all be the same because everybody will be of mixed nationalities. All of my children, grandchildren, and me are Summers. What's a Summer, you ask? We are all some of this and some of that. We have African, Cuban, Indian, Spanish, French, Mexican, Thailand, and white blood coursing through our veins. I bet you by golly, wow, if you check deep into your heritage, you'll have some African in your veins as well. Stop making it a bad thing. You come from good stock. Stop fabricating issues that can jeopardize the United States' position on the world stage. Be happy we have such a gifted orator to represent us. Because of him, so many countries which never offered before have extended an open invitation to allow America into their inner sanctum. You do realize we no longer own our own country. It has been sold off piece by piece. If you want to buy it back, you have to position yourself in the world. The only way to do this is communicate. Get up off your lazy duffs and stop being so me-driven. The only way you're going to survive this is become us-driven. Stop thinking you can escape this world by plotting to run to another planet. It ain't happening. Whatever is there has already staked its claim, and I'm sure you will not be welcome. Well, maybe as a visitor, but nothing permanently. Seriously, I see so much potential and creativity in you. You have the ability to rise up to any standard and once again be the head and not the tail. Look what you did just a few months ago. I never thought I would live to see the day a black president would be elected in this country that I love. But for one brief moment in time, you came together and made it happen. If you could do it once, you could make it. You could make a perceived impossibility possible again. Look deep within you. We are all innately good. Find that good spot, pull it out, and let it get some air. You will be surprised at just how good you feel. I'm counting on you to make it happen in 2012.